Now, one of the incidents, of course, on Saturday that took one particular player in the championship very much out of the mix. This was the moment, effectively, that the championship race was over for David Reynolds. But we want to start telling this story by recapping what, of course, happened at turn one. This is the start of the red mist descending, really, isn't it?
Yeah, look, Shane was aggrieved that he thought that Dave ran him wide at turn one, and then they come out of turn 6 here at Siberia, contact for a long time, and Shane turned Dave around. This is a bit more of the story because there's a bit of bumping. That was at Honda. Then we go up to Siberia at turn 6, and there's another bit of a bump just there. And then Shane gets a small overlap on the way out of Siberia, and as you accelerate hard, Dave's coming back to the left. Look how long it's on there for, and man, that is a fast spin. I actually thought as soon as he had lost control, then he was going to go in that left-hand tyre wall hard. We've seen some big accidents over the years, roughly 220 kilometres an hour, and it was controversial because Dave got straight out of the car. He walked straight down, which I was quite proud of him that he just got straight in the front foot and went and did that. But the biggest single thing about that is that Shane sort of thought there was a bit of tit for tat, and inevitably, after looking at it closely, Jason Bargwanna penalised Shane, which there were two, I think the two contributors basically was this, the contact at turn 6 got him to get an overlap. So that was a big part of the story. The second part of the story is Shane was never going to get around the outside at turn 8. So you've got to give the throttle a breath and let Dave back across, or pull back out of it and let Dave clear. And that didn't happen. And you've got to say, for a long, hard year of racing for Dave Reynolds, there's been some real highs, but that was a real low. That was something that basically put him out of contention.
It was actually interesting to listen to that audio again there too. Clearly, the way he's on the rev limit with the car, his hands are full there, trying to deal with what's going on behind him, not thinking about trying to keep the car straight and shifting gear. And
that's right. I reckon that actually was a really good bit of driving. What he did is he was hard in the throttle as it was going to gyrate because he wanted the yaw rate of the car to turn around faster, because normally when you spin there, you go off on a lower trajectory and you end up in the fence hard. You've seen some of those incidents. That's fast.
Yeah, I think he's probably come out of that pretty good, to be honest, Dave Reynolds. But look, I think it looked like a bit of a retaliation, like you said. He saw it turn 1. He sort of ran Shane out of road, and it's pretty hard at that point to see who's beside you when you're halfway through turn 1 on the first lap. So, Dave obviously didn't know he was there, but then, yeah, Shane's retaliated. Looked pretty rude at the end there, but yeah, I think he's pretty lucky. But it is a shame, it would have been good to see a three-way fight at the end at Homebush.
So careless driving, a 25-point penalty. This has divided the paddock. We'll give you a brief look at what some people in the paddock had to say in a moment. But while we've got both of you here, does the punishment fit the crime, in your opinion? Now that you've had a chance to have a look at it, what do you think?
Oh, look, I think if Reynolds had ended up in the wall and tipped over and, flipping like we've seen some other cars do there, I think the punishment would have been greater, to be honest. So I think the fact that he stayed off the wall and kept going in the race and was able to finish the race, I think...
I don't think you can judge incidents like that based on the outcome, though. It's got to be on the contact.
I agree, mate. But what I'm saying is I think it would have been a different outcome had he have been in the fence.
Mm. But the big part of it was that Jason Bargwanna had said pre-meeting that anyone that got involved in the championship contenders and had a bearing on the championship was going to be seriously penalised. Mm. Now, for me, 25 points at that time of the year when one bloke's now out of the championship, that's like being hit with a powder puff. I said that on the telecast on the weekend. That's a ridiculous penalty, nowhere near severe enough. And I know that in the paddock there was a lot of comment about it.